have this very unique webinar on mechatronics and robotic surgery, the future of intelligent machines. So let me introduce you to our dear mentor who is going to be presenting this webinar, Rajkumar Gokru sir. Sir has postgraduated from IIT Delhi in machine design and has done MBA in marketing. He worked in various MNCs in the automotive, aerospace, process, and healthcare industries. His 20 years of experience includes new project introduction, research and development, simulation, and electronics schooling. He is using mechatronics and engineering principles in day-to-day job and gain extensive knowledge in robotics surgery while working in medical device industry. This topic is about mechatronics and robotic surgery and career in mechatronics engineering, which has wide spectrum coverage across various engineering streams and industries. In this webinar, we will discuss how, with every passing minute, the technology all around us is advancing and everything is getting more efficient and intelligent by use of mechatronics. So, over to you, Rajkumar sir, and thank you so much for taking this very unique, very knowledgeable webinar.
Thank you. So, today's we are going to talk about mechatronics and robotic surgery, the future of intelligent machine. The topic comes from uh, the engineering field of mechatronics. We will learn about what it means and how it applied in robotic surgery that will eventually help human saving human lives more benefits to the patient, as well as there are a lot of benefits to the all the stakeholders. So before we go into detail of it, let me add a little bit over here. As Preeti gave a nice introduction already, I just want to brief it a little bit that I am an associate career mentor at Dheya from a couple of months now, almost 6 months, and it is a good association with Dheya and mentored couple of students so far for their career advancement and making a right choice of the career. So I am working in healthcare industries as a mechanical architect and gain extensive knowledge in robotic surgery while working in the medical device industries. So let's first understand the word mechatronics. So mechatronics is came from mecha comes from mechanism, which is from mechanical side, and tronics comes from electronics. So mechanism is any moving machine or moving parts which are dynamic in nature. We will learn about that little more. You will understand. And electronics is the one which actually sits behind this mechanism to drive that mechanism. So if you see on the right hand side bottom a robotic hand, so it has all the joints, finger joints, then elbow joints, knee, and all those joints are actually mechanism or linkages, which is a part of mechatronics, and then it is basically having the electronics which is used to control it. So when electronics need to be controlled, the sensors are used. So control systems comes into the picture, and what will happen, this control system give continuous feedback, and who will sit at all top of all these is the software, which basically use all the logic and loops to control the motion. So, so if we go by definition, mechatronics is a multidisciplinary section in the field of engineering technology, and it actually, as I explained, it is encompasses electrical, mechanical, software, and control engineering disciplines. So either of one field you do engineering, you can still master the mechatronics and work together to develop the futuristic or intelligent machines which are increasing day by day with the technology advancement. Means, so let's more understand. If you see in the middle picture, it talks about mechatronics, how it encompasses, as I explained, mechanical, electronics, control system, and computer science. Means, and left hand side picture, you will see the robotic surgery. We will talk more about mechatronics application in robotic surgery. So that in this webinar we will talk more about it. Okay. So when now we have understanding about what is mechatronics, let's understand the application in various industries. Means, so if you see the mechatronics is used in various industries, and day-to-day examples also we discuss. So you will able to correlate. So home appliances, manufacturing industry, healthcare industry, space exploration, and many more. Just to give few examples. So if you see on the right hand side, mechatronic system is sports application applied in the shoes, and automatically changes cushioning in shoes for different running styles and conditions for improved comfort. Means, so that is gaining popularity. So day by day, and people are preferring to use that everything we use should be intelligent enough, and as the conditions, outer conditions or environmental condition changes, it should react to that condition and perform or give the better output. In the middle, if you see, it's a automotive industry. So when automation comes in the industry a decade or 2 decade ago, that time it was the mechatronics built robots and automation which helps in automation of the industry, and basic bone behind that is mechatronics, as we understand. And if you see on the left side picture, the space exploration robo, which is used by the space engineers on going on the moon or even on the different planets and study about the soil and other conditions. So that again is a good example of mechatronics. So now to understand more about the mechatronics products classification, which we use generally in our daily life, so that we can correlate better. Industry uses a lot, and it also getting more into our life as well. So if you see the classification of mechatronics, mechatronics is classified into four groups, and primarily we all are aware of that. It is just uh, getting more clarity through this classification. When we say class 1, it's basically mechanical product with electronics. So if you see the cars of 80s or 90s, that time it just started that we used to get the cars which has mechanical products and some part of electronics built into it. So here, when it's mechanical and electronics, is automation will happen only at the point we have to operate by going to the system. For example, the machine is shown here, that we have to go and do the settings through electronics, and then that machine will automatically run. Okay, when we come to the next stage, the class 2, so what it is traditional mechanical systems and updated electronics. So if you see the swaying machine, for example, so swaying machine earlier was completely mechanical. Some electronics added it to it, not for fully automation. Still, it works manually, but some of the functions get electronically controlled, automated. Now, class 3 type is basically a traditional mechanism system, Okay, but internal mechanism is replaced by electronics. So if you see a digital watch, so as opposed to the conventional mechanical watch, all internals is replaced by electronics. Now, on when it comes to the class 4, the mechanical and synergistic integration of electronics. So if you see the washing machine or dishwasher, where now people in this pandemic have purchased lot of dishwasher in India, and make use at the home to make life easy during this pandemic. And if you see, a lot of automation is done using the synergistic integration of electronics, where you can control lot of things in it, and settings can be done so that it will, at the start and at the end, you have to just check it, nothing in between is required. So these are these classes, and with example shows that how from long back mechatronics has entered into our day-to-day life, and making our life easier with more automation, more sophisticated products to use it. And as explained, mechatronics is composed of mecha from mechanism and tronics from electronics. So now, if we talk about on the left hand side, if you see industry 4.0, going further of that, as the software industry uh, grown up, and we see everywhere the use of software, then the control become much more easier of this mechatronic products. What that mean is, nowadays you can have the mechatronic products basically in your house, which you can control from anywhere, sitting from anywhere. That means it has a connectivity part of it, uh, and that connectivity part of it is, for example, if you want to start from office and want to have hot water in the bathroom, and you can on the geyser electronically through your mobile application giving signals. You can on your AC. Even many car are nowadays coming that you can have the AC and start before you actually get into the car. So those all are looking that which we may not see as of now also everywhere, but those are all the future which have started coming in, and technology is now implemented. Its feasibility is all done, and as and when we go, time will pass, we will see more of them touching our lives. So let's now understand about the robotic surgery, the mechatronics. As we understood, now we are seeing the application. One of the best application, I will say, of mechatronic, which is to save human lives and are making human lives better, is through robotic surgery. Means, so basically, robotic, we all have heard about robots and its uses, and we might have seen some of them, have seen the robots. And here we are talking more specific about robotic surgery. So what that mean is robot assisted surgery. Okay, so it's like doctor will perform many types of complex procedures, and when doing the complex surgery, what is critical is precision. Precision is critical, so that it will be surgery will be done at the intended place with more accuracy and flexibility. Flexibility is required, so human arm can twist in certain direction, certain angles. Human wrist and human arm and those twisting and turning is in a very controlled way. Okay. So, but when it is used robotic arm, that robotic arm angle of rotation and its approach and its twisting can be managed very well, so that it is called flexibility. It gives flexibility to surgeon to reach into the intricate or very delicate place very precisely, and control them is possible with conventional techniques. What exactly that means is it can be controlled very sophisticatedly. If you see a surgeon sitting on the computer console and doing the control, so now all the controls are in the hand of surgeon, and which is giving him more opportunity or more better wider reach for doing the exact surgery. So if I explain the robotic surgery elements in the right hand side picture, you see three part of it. Okay, one part is patient with robotic arms, where nurse is first setting up the robotic arms in place. Okay, and there is one camera there. So why camera is needed? That is needed for giving the visual of inside. Okay, and you see a display is there, so which will show the view from the camera, and that actually goes to the computer console where surgeon is sitting with all having all the controls and having the camera view for to operate. So first part, as we said, patient with surgical robotic hands. Okay. Then second portion is the camera view, and third portion is the computer console, where surgeon is having the control. So robotic surgery usually associated with minimal invasive surgery means. So there are two types of surgery. One is open cut surgery, which used to happen a lot in the uh, previous time, 1990s and 1980s, before that as well. And then comes the minimal invasive surgery, where a small incision is made, and then with the help of trocar, all the instruments which you see here at the patient side, the robotic arms is shown here, but before even robotic arm, a handheld instrument goes into that trocar where the small incision is uh, done. Yes. And there are a lot of advantage of minimal invasive surgery. And on top of that, when lot of laparoscopic surgery done in a minimal invasive way, okay, and when the procedure become much more complex, and it require a lot of means movements and those precision and accuracy, then robotic surgery is preferred means. And we will learn about it how what are the advantages which robotic surgery gave, so that we will understand why more and more people are preferring, or surgeons are suggesting and preferring, robotic surgery. And we will learn about it how what are the advantages which robotic surgery gave, so that we will understand why more and more people are preferring, or surgeons are suggesting and preferring, robotic surgery. So when the robotic surgery started in year 2000, the first Da Vinci surgical system came into the picture, which is developed by American company Intuitive Surgical, and US FDA gave the permission in 2000, and that is designed to facilitate surgery using minimal invasive approach. So we understand that minimal invasive approach, there are a lot of advantage. A small incision or cut will be done, to say in simple language, and through which different instruments will be, the stomach will get inflated through the gas port, and then different instruments will be inserted through those small incisions at to do the surgery. So what are the type of surgeries that have been successfully performed with the help of robotic surgery systems? Are couple of them are listed here, like heart surgery, urological surgery, gynecologic surgery, thoracic surgery, colorectal surgery, which is more related to intestine and that place, head and neck surgery, lot of hernia surgery, complicated hernia surgeries are also start using robotic surgery. And the advantage of robotic surgery are so much that more and more it is progressing. Now you see the computer console here only. What is the objective to show this picture here is that a surgeon with this computer console can sit anywhere in the world. Okay, in the previous picture, what we have seen, the surgeon is sitting near to the patient in the same OT. That is operation theater, same OT he is sitting. While the when these surgeries are growing and performing, a heart specialist, a gynecologist, or a surgeon, expert surgeon, can sit taking that console anywhere in the world, and from there he can connect and operate the patient through robotic surgery. Means, so that is one of the big plus or advantage of robotic surgery, that will have lot of patient to be operated. Sometime we heard that no, this surgery cannot be done in India, you have to travel to abroad for this surgery, so and so hospital, because there is the specialist there, and they have all those things, all those setup and everything. That is getting slowly eliminated. Still there is lot to be done. Lot of corporate hospital have started this as well. And also this still is the first preference, where surgeon is nearby in the same OT to do the perform the robotic surgery. So this also indicating and coming up well. So let's try to understand then what are the benefits of robotic surgery means. So all the benefits listed here basically make the robotic surgery most preferred surgical methods for many type of complex procedures. So let's understand one by one for clarity. So for example, small scars. So as mentioned, a small incision has to be done, okay, for robotic surgery to perform. And when a small incision is done, obviously the skin have less scars after the surgery, okay. And second is that will help in healing process, less number of um, means secondary treatment to be done to heal those. Okay, then shorter hospitalization time means, so who will benefit from shorter hospital time? Because this surgery done through robotic surgery with small incision, less blood loss, and all those we will cover one by one. That will help in shorter hospitalization time. If hospitalization time is shorter, so it will also help patient as well as the doctor as well as hospitals means. So for example, doctor has to give less visit to the same patient, so he can attend more patient. The hospital bed will get empty early, so hospital can accommodate more patient. So that's where the overall cost of hospitalization for everybody will comes down. Yes. And moreover, the patient having shorter hospitalization time, he get less chance of getting infection through hospitalization. So as there are possibility of infection during hospitalization, so that also reduces a lot. Means lower risk of adverse side effect. So why it is called lower risk of adverse side effects? When the treatment happen faster, less hospitalization time, so less medication to be given, and this all will result in lower risk of adverse side effects. So basically, when with robotic arms and robotic surgery, the precise and accurate surgery is done, less effect on the organs nearby the surgical organ or the surgical area. So other organs or blood vessel affect minimal, and that will help in avoiding or lowering the risk of any adverse side effect. Faster overall recovery time. So faster overall recovery time, as we have seen. So if it is done very precisely, it has lower risk adverse effect. It has less blood vessels or other organ of affecting less due to it. Then faster overall recovery time. So in hospital time reduces, after post hospitalization also it time get shortened due to faster healing. As we say, small incision, so it will get cure faster and heal fast, and less loss of blood we will see in the next advantages. So this overall actually gives faster recovery. The person will go to the work or become to the normal life very fast. Yes. So that is also one of the preference uh, preferred means given by the patient as well as the surgeon. So that the some cost which is like robotic surgery is little costly than compared to conventional surgery, but all this advantage make it in overall cost reduction, means less pain, means. And since it operate only at the location where it actually required, and it does not affect other organs and blood vessels, so it actually come with less pain during the surgery and after the surgery. Even though during surgery the patient is anesthetized, so he does not means experience the pain because he is unconscious, uh, while after the surgery also, when he come slowly into conscious position, he will experience less pain. uh, Minimal blood transfusion and less blood loss. As I explained that during this surgery, the vessel sealing and cutting devices are used, which actually seals and cuts the blood vessels for doing the operations. So those are less in number, only in the area of operation, and with more precision when it is done. The unintended blood vessel did not get cut, and so less blood loss and minimum blood transfusion requirement. Then quicker return to normal activity. Yes. So not only the surgery is done well and the patient will get cure, but also since it does not affect other organs, and person will remain more healthy compared to the surgery done in a conventional way. So quicker return to normal activity and normal life start faster. So in in short, in recent years, robotic surgery has become the most preferred surgical methods for many types of procedures. And as we have seen, that I have listed couple of complex surgeries here, six of them, in six of not six surgeries, but in the six branches of medical science, which are known from heart to urological to gynecological, thoracic, colorectal, head and neck. So more and more area it is getting covered, and robotic surgery spread is going faster and faster. I- So I request all the attendees, if you have any questions, you can put in the chat window or the Q&A session. So at the end of this session, I would like to answer those questions, and we will see more clarity on the topic which we are going through today. So now we have talked about the mechatronics. We have talked about the its application. One of the big application which is growing is robotic surgery. So those uh, who are in the profession want to make the career in mechatronics, or who are at their career stage, at the student stage, and want to come into engineering, or already in engineering, and want to have career in mechatronics. the there are a lot of colleges in India and abroad who provide bachelor's and master's degrees in mechatronics engineering. However, at the same time, core competencies, if you gain in industrial automation, industrial robotics, design of mechatronic system, or big data analytics, if you are liking the software side of it. So even if you have core competencies in this one, that also can give you a good challenging and well positioned job, or I will say some of the company who start their own supporting as a automation of industries, they can also go ahead with this career. So education background wise, obviously science PCM is preferred. Okay, and if you are on the software side, it may not be necessarily required science PCM, although that is more preferred if you go on computer science side, or engineering, electronics, or mechanical side. Then bachelor's in mechatronics, masters in mechatronics, and PhD. So whole lot of research area. Why it's I am showing the education background is because lot of research is happening, especially if you see in Japan, and even in Germany, and all the countries are doing lot of research, and especially in robotic surgery is still in the nascent stage. It has not become a well developed, everywhere available technology. So lot of opportunities in robotic robots development for robotic surgery. And also we have seen like robots has started coming in other applications, like in some of the banks at the front desk, and some of the restaurants also started using it, apart from the way industry use. So so there are one set of use of robots or automation and other machines in industry, but other set of that is coming in the retail space, I will say, where we interact as a human being day in day out, and that's where intelligence is required. Artificial intelligence, if you heard of, that is getting built more and more, and that is making the reach better and interactions with human. So that's where we gave the name that mechatronics is is from long time it is there, and its application is increasing day by day. At the same time, it's a future of intelligent machines. When we talked about, we heard a lot about artificial intelligence, but where it sits, which it will guide. So robotic surgery is one of the place, and the robots and the mechatronics products getting developed, those have more and more area where artificial intelligence is getting to get implemented, and we are going to get a touch and feel in our day to day life as use of the robots increases more. So on the right hand side, if you see, mechatronics is an emerging field due to its novelty. Means, so people can solve various problems or automate a small home, or the more of the intelligently controlled machines, and even controlling the machines from anywhere, which is still, as we say, that still a decade uh, time is there, at least, where all the home get automation. Home automation is one which will pick up, and there you will see lot of job listing in the mechatronics engineering, and on the various job portals, and uh, like health, home healthcare, home healthcare, same home automation is also coming up in a big way, where robotics engineer, automation engineers, data scientists, big data analysts, software engineers, they will be in very good demand as a career perspective. And few industries, just to name few, because the list is very long, the technology based industries. So we have seen lot of startup now coming up as a technology based startup and technology based industries, where the use is predominant. The software firms, the defense firm, research organization, and healthcare organization, as we have seen the important application in robotic surgery. So list is long, and the future of this career is very bright, and that's all about the career in mechatronics. So when we think about mechatronics, we to get it more clarity or more closeness, when we see the application, we it's easy to correlate. Okay, that's where the mechatronics is used, and that many of the areas people like, if they see the application, and that's where they want to work on mechatronic products and develop this. Same in the healthcare, as I said, I am working as a mechanical architect, but we are also talking about robotic surgery and also automation and controlling the machines from anywhere. So that is bringing more and more sophistication and application of mechanisms and electronics and sensors and controls, and then controlling finally using the software to control it from anywhere. So, with this one, I thank you everybody for attending this webinar. Hope this webinar has given you a nice introduction about mechatronics and its application in robotic surgery, and how that is the future of intelligent machine. And we will see more and more applications in our day to day life. So before we start with the question answer, you can put your questions in the chat window. I will just like to bring just a little about mechatronic design methodology. 1 or 2 minutes I would like to spend on this. It may seems more technical in nature, but just to give a glimpse is required so that you will have fairly good idea about mechatronics design methodology. So it's multi-domain design. We already seen it has automatic control system, electronics, mechanics, and computer science that we have learned. That is very basic of mechatronics. Okay, then it has a safety critical system design. So why safety critical system design is very very important. So if you have heard about sometime miss in 2007 when in the Bombay a lot of rains has came and the car door get locked, and when the engine gets shut down, they are not able to open the windows of the car because it was fully automated, means. So that's where the hazard analysis, risk analysis is very very important because it directly can impact the human life. In robotic surgery, which we have learned the example, if a robotic arm have some malfunction or stop functioning, it should not affect the human. So there is a lot of hazards analysis, risk retirement, and redundancy is developed so that even in case of a small misalignment, small failure of the machine, it should not result into a bigger harm to the human. Otherwise, it become risk become much more. Yes, so that should be critically system design is required. Safety critical is very very important in mechatronics design, so that automation will not lead that it cannot be stopped emergency in case of emergency or controlled cannot be done. Verification and validation. So if you see robotic surgery has started in year 2000, and still it is I will say in the nascent stage and coming up slowly means a validation is very much required on the ground, and since it is directly affecting the human life, so its advantages are very very much. So its spread should be increased, but at the same time it should be properly validated. And multi-level of design means so which obviously is more technical in nature, and integrated product development and design tools are more common with other methodology, other design of machines. So with this one I will just leave to audience, and thank you everyone for attending this webinar. Let's move to the question answer sessions. So in India, the top colleges are IITs and BITS, where a lot of courses in mechatronics are taught more in the way of robotics, uh, because when we take as a electronics or mechanical or those branches, then there are a lot of courses offered for controls systems and robotics and its applications.
Aditya Sahu, what do you think about mechatronics abroad?
Yeah, so uh, Aditya, mechatronics, as we have understood, that it comes from mechanism and electronics. So in Germany and Japan, even in US, uh, those are actually have specific branches and specific institutions where robots are developed for different applications, means. So for example in Tokyo and other university, they build even the robots for home cleaning. Means, so you just get the robot, give him one time all the layout and instructions, and he will do the cleaning every day. Means, so if I understood your questions correctly, uh, mechatronics abroad means one is it actually originated and much more means studies and research is done in say Japan and Germany, and now started a lot of research in US and China as well. But in India also, as I mentioned, a lot of IITs have partnered from long back. Even the Hyderabad IIT, which is newly built in, has all the projects and funding from Japan. In collaboration with Japan, they are developing a lot of robotic systems and assisted robotic surgery, eh, and different appliances for that. So Himakshi
Yeah.
Misra's question is, would you suggest masters from India or from abroad? Means, so there are it actually depends, but if you do bachelor's in India and go abroad for masters, you have to be very clear about what you are going to get in that master's degree. Means there, so for example, in US, when you go for MS, uh, they basically give masters in say mechanical or electronics, branch of basic branch of engineering. They give the masters. If you want to do specific to mechatronics, you have to specifically search and do the homework for selecting the college, either in Germany, Japan, or then US. So in India, if you able to get through IITs or BITS, Pilanis, such colleges where you uh, do the masters, that become more specific. There you can have a choice. So those are also preferred choices. Only point is getting through those colleges is very very competitive. So you have to prepare well to get to that level. Otherwise, the other option is if you get say mechanical or electrical or computer science branch, then as an elective, if you like the mechatronics field, there is an elective in couple of semester you take those subjects and get mastery of mechatronics. So that is where in India most of the time is preferred, so that while you have your basic engineering and elective as mechatronics, so you able to successfully make your career in the field of mechatronics. Yeah, so if there are no more questions, we'll like to have the final poll and would like to thank all of you, uh, so that means thanks for attending this webinar and trying to give Dheya, thanks Dheya for giving this opportunity. And since it's a year ending, happy new year to all of you, and have a nice day. Yeah, thank you,
Thank
Preeti.
you, sir. And thank you so much, sir. Thank you for taking this very informative, very knowledgeable webinar for us. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I would like to request all of you to check out Deya's YouTube channel. We have a few courses coming up on Virtual Gurukul. We are launching the Virtual Gurukul.
And if you want to contact me, for further questions or any interesting discussion, please contact me through Dheya, and I will like to get connected with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And thank you, sir, for this amazing webinar. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Preeti. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice day. Bye bye.